diving into the two panelists we have today, why don't we get introductions? And Mike?
Hi, I'm Mike Kruger, CEO of Autumn, part of Standard Chartered Ventures. We're building a mobile app to help people plan, manage, and enjoy their retirement.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Question number one. And I think, Mike, well, you've just launched Autumn 3 months ago. It is direct to customer. As Autumn is slightly different because it's not just wealth, it's wealth and health. And I know you've had some thoughts about how those come together. But from your customer's point of view, how do you think about how Autumn is helping them?
Yeah. So Autumn, first of all, is really trying to help simplify planning for the future. And as you know, the industry is quite complicated, and some of that is deliberately so, and some of that is just structurally happen to be the case. So first of all, we're trying to help people understand what they need to do and the steps they need to take. So really simplify that. Secondly, we're trying to protect our customers from all of the lack of information and misinformation in the industry, to really make sure that they are getting the right products, the right advice that's suitable for them. And thirdly, we're trying to empower them, just build the tools that provide the platform so that they can take action on planning for the future, and really move towards creating a retirement that's perfect for them.
So really interesting that there's so much in there. Protect, educate. It's a big list of things to do, Mike.
Yeah, it is. But I think when it comes down to it, the getting people started on their journey planning for the future, it really is a very simple process. Just getting people to understand that what the very entry level is, what the things they need to do, get their finances in order, and to start shifting from like cash on deposit to like an entry level investment is, for most people, it's a really simple process, doesn't take forever, and gives them benefit right from day one.
This takes us on to the next kind of question, which actually a lot of the viewers of these panels that we put up actually want to know, what are the strategies? So yes, the customer needs, more objectively personalized advice. Yes, it's digital, but what are the strategies that you're actually, or what strategies do you think are the right ones for this kind of digital advice? I've always heard this debate. Should investing be fun or should it be serious, right? Is it too fun? What is the education part? Like there's somewhere in between. I don't know, Mike, what's your thoughts in this area?
Some really interesting ideas there. I definitely agree about keeping it simple and keeping it fun. This is really important. And this is one of the big changes we've seen with the rise of the digital trading platforms, is everyone getting involved. This sense of it being something that people like me would do. And I think this has been enormously valuable in changing the mindset of people when it comes to investing. There's a huge amount of value when it comes to the advice gap you mentioned, in just getting people started on the journey of investing. Yeah, because most people have a mental block. It's like, investing too hard. It's not for someone like me. That's too complicated. I don't know what I need to do. To make the jump from that to, oh, my friend is doing it, or my brother is doing it, or my colleagues at work, or heck, even my mum is doing it. Like, maybe it's not that hard. Maybe I should give it a go. Just dipping your toe in the water, not needing to necessarily chase strong alpha, but just something that's risk appropriate. Just get started on that journey, change the mindset is hugely valuable. Yeah, I think also it's really important to know exactly what your customer needs are, to know your customer better than ever. Having a customer-centric approach is definitely the way of the future. This is the only defensible bit. What we see is digitization is reducing all of this, compressing all of the fees and margins on all of the actively managed stuff. So it's enormously competitive. And the only way to stay relevant is to deeply know your customer, and to provide a service that's specific to them.
So kind of brings us on just to our third question, which is, we talked about strategies, and then this seems a similar question, but again, the people want to know solutions, and maybe Mike will dive in with you with this. You talked about data, right? One of the solutions is using data to have a personalized outcome for your client. There's so many kind of thoughts around data, but increasingly, so Bamboo, we build robots for lots of people. And what we've seen is the more simple and the more personal, the more data we know about the person, the more likely they are to become an investor, right? The easier it is. So maybe, Mike, what's your thoughts maybe around what are those, whether it's a technology, whether it's data, for financial institutions who are watching this panel? They're like, so what solutions do I do? Like how, apart from just building an app and getting going, what other thoughts around what solutions they should use to get the best out of digital wealth?
Yeah. So this kind of links back to your very first question. It's like, why is it taking off now? What's different? And I think some of the big changes are around open banking and open finance. And you're seeing this slow movement of institutions opening up their platforms to make to give power to the customers to shift their data and use the data how they see fit. So first of all, having a strategy that supports APIs, like API first, gives portability, enable innovation, get on board a whole bunch of partner companies. So the strategy Autumn is using, we're trying not to invent our own wheels. We're working to partner with best-in-class providers across the different aspects. So best-in-class around model portfolio services, digital portfolio construction, digital health, insurance, et cetera, and integrate the whole lot in a way that allows the user to make the most of their own data, to get the best insights from the collection of all that data brought together. So for example, with Autumn, we're collecting data around the bank accounts. We aggregate all the data in one place to help the user get a view across all of their holdings, Singaporean bank accounts, international bank accounts, all in one view, plus including things like their investments and their properties and their CPF. So it really, at a single glance, makes it very simple for them to understand where they're at. Once you have that kind of data and you combine it with like digital health data from a wearable, and you can start combining that with a deep understanding about risk models, about mortality and morbidity, and then making predictions about chronic disease risks and the corresponding likely health costs in future, you can start getting people to consider, this is how my lifestyle choices are likely to impact my finances and how I need to either save more or manage that using manage the risk using insurance, or maybe change my lifestyle. So then having digital health programs to help people live a healthier life, which is going to end up with them being much healthier, more cost effective, but also in a much better place to enjoy the adventures when they get to that stage. So having the right partners, having data portability, API first, all of these things are table stakes these days.